Okay, what's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over the weekly custom tactics and instructions as usual. I'm going to go through it. It's been some time. So let's go straight into it. As usual, we always have the defensive formation, the one to close out the game, the one to use. I've actually got some visual graphics on screen. So when you are in a game and you're winning, you use this formation, two middle tier formations, and one ultra attacking if you're losing and you want to come back from behind. Has the meta shifted a little bit? Not too much. I've touched up at number 14. It's more about people struggling to defend rather than anything. So some formations still stay. People ask me, hey, is the 4-2-1 stopped working? No, nothing has stopped working. It's all been the same. I just haven't had an update because there wasn't that much to change. With the 4-2-1, we've got balance, 45-35 long ball and forward runs. You can use, if you want to, direct passing on this 4-2-3-1. I know people do suggest and actually like direct passing, but the reason why I don't do it is because I still have the centre back join the attack to make it into like a 3-2, 3-2, if you know what I mean, for those that watched that video. So just do bear it in mind. And I use Cancelo Team of the Year, not Team of the Season, because he's high work rate. This one's high-low. So what we have, as usual, strikers stay central, come back in offence. Messi, Cam get into the box for cross. Lam and Ram both also come back in defence, get into the box for cross. And both CDMs on cut passing lane, step out attacking and cover centre. As usual, if you want to make this a bit more attacking, put one of these guys on balance. But what I do is I trigger one of the players myself manually and normally leave Robertson, who's replaced Declan Rice, on stay back. Left back and right back on. You can leave them on stay back, but I put them on stay back, conservative overlap. I just don't like this one to push a bit more forward. Sometimes when a throw ball is going in behind, for some reason they sometimes get out of position and think they can win the ball when they can't. So put them on conservative. That way you guarantee that. And then of course the goalkeeper's on balance. Okay, so that is the formation I'll be using when I am in the game. I would say most of the time if I am winning or I'm trying to close out the game or if I'm 1-0 ahead. Then I'll go to the 3-5-2. Now as soon as the game starts, I will use this formation after using the anti-kickoff formation and tactic, which I'll go over in a second. This is the same 3-5-2. Nothing has changed here. Again, if you want to, you might want to use forward runs. The depth, I would say, if you are on new gen, you can put up to 70. If you're on old gen, you can drop this back to about 40, 45. The rest of the tactics still remain the same. And this is the setup. Both strikers on stay central, stay forward. One them on getting behind. If you want to defend, this is important. If you want to defend in a 5-3-1-1, put one of the strikers on comeback and defense. If you don't want to defend in the 5-3-1, you want to defend in a 5-2-1-2, then leave this guy and stay forward. Simple, I've mentioned this before. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, just copy this as it is. That's for those that know what I'm talking about. Stay forward for the cam, get into the box for a cross. Left mid and right mid, come back, get into the box and get in behind. Now, people have been asking me about this. Cut inside, listen, if I was you, leave this unbalanced, okay? If you want to make them wider, just use hug the sidelines. Simple as that. Don't do anything else, okay? CDMs, one of them's on balanced, the other one's on stay back while attacking. The most attacking one, of course, is on balanced, and both of them are cut passing lanes. Cover centre is very important. Someone's asked about cover wing. I don't, because the left centre back and right centre back, when you're attacking, they're on overlap, so they're much wider. So when you lose the ball, they're like temporary left backs and right backs. I want my CDMs to come into the middle, not cover the wider areas. Remember that. So that's why they're both on cover centre. And then goalkeeper's balance and left centre back and right centre back on overlap. And by the way, this Clint Dempsey is actually a very good wing back or right centre back. I actually use him as centre back. He's actually pretty good. Before everyone starts crying. Then we go over to the 5-2-1-2. Now, before I get on to this, actually, no, let me just carry this on. So I'm here now. Balance 40-70, fast build up play, forward runs. As I've always mentioned to you, it was the meta that was just not used. And it's the best counter towards the 3-5-2. Because those left back and right backs are extremely wide, guys. You're seeing this a lot in the 2v2 scene. But as I said to you, since the game came out, the 3-5-2, the 3-2-1, the 5-2-1-2, the only difference is this is a more wider formation with the left back and right back being wider, and this is where the left mid and right mid are more narrower, being more involved in attack. So if you can't get through with the 3-5-2, I would say go to the 5-2-1-2. And when we go over the instructions, stay central, stay forward for the cam, and stay forward for the cam, and then both for the strikers. And of course, while I'm here, of course, I'll also plug my FIFA School Series. This video is sponsored by FIFA School Series, patreon.com /NealGuides. Link is down below in the description. If you don't get bet after 1 month, I'll refund your money. And of course, we're still making videos, principles, aspects of left stick dribbling, walkthroughs, overloads, and of course, we're also focusing on the basics. We know FIFA 23 is just around the corner, but I'm going to be teaching you the basics of FIFA, because don't forget, at the end of the day, it's not about abusing the game. If you want to get better at the game, it's about L1 triggering, not getting frustrated, fake shots, how to win headers, tactics, using a third man. It's all about the basics, remember. Still join now, main content for 22 and 23. Link is down below in the description. But anyway, back to the video. Both CDMs, what I do is I put one of them on stay back, cover center, and I put the other one on balanced and cover wing. It's just something I'm trying. It doesn't work. Someone's asked me about that, so just leave it both on stay back. I'd recommend. If you want us to be a bit more attacking, you can leave one of them on balanced. If you're going to have one of them on balanced, put them on get into the box for cross, because the CDMs are naturally a bit more back, but center mids, they sit a bit higher. So when you recycle the ball outside the box, João Cancelo's got a better chance of going forward from this position. So that is why I put him on get into the box for a cross. Originally what I did is I put both of these guys on cover wing. It was to cover, because you can basically do overlap, and I'll explain this in a second. But how it works is, because these guys are not really CDMs, they don't sit as deep as maybe a CDM will sit in a 3-5-2. And that is the biggest difference between these two formations, that you don't have the CDM. So the 3-5-2, you can argue, is a more complete and whole formation, whereas the 5-2-1-2 is more on the attacking front end. But that is that, the instruction. So the back three, we have them on stay back for the centre back, and left centre back and right centre back, we have them on overlap. Very similar to the 3-5-2. And the left wing back and right wing backs join the attack, conservative and overlap for both of these. If you know how to use D-pad tactics, put these guys both on stay back while attacking. That way you can use attacking fullbacks tactic whenever you want. And then we have the ultra attacking, which is basically the same one. This is basically if you're losing and you need to get the ball back, you're 1-0 down, 2-0 down at 70 minutes, and you need to get the ball back, then you would use this tactic. And these are the instructions. Come back in defense for all the front line. Left mid and right mid, get into the box for cross, get in behind. Both strikers on stay central, come back in defense, get in behind. Both centre mids on get forward, cover centre, get into the box for cross. And left back, right back on stay back, overlap. I can always use the D-pad tactics to bring them forward. Now this, of course, if you're losing and you need to really get back into the game. And the balance tactic is a tactic I don't use. Everyone's on comeback and defense. Now this will depend on what tactics you have. So I've dropped between defenders in my centre mids. Let me give you a bit of a visual example, okay? When the game starts, and if my opponent kicks off first, the game by default will play this tactic. Now, as soon as the game starts, I will change to a tactic normally, as you can see, the defensive tactic. When the game starts, I change the defensive tactic. It takes some time for the game to change from balanced to defensive. So that is why I use this as like an ultra defensive tactic, just so I don't get kick-offed. Simple as that. I got to drop between defenders as well for that player. That way, if the formation doesn't change in time, at least I'm defensively secure until the ball goes out of play. But I think that is pretty much it. We ran through this because, to be honest, I've already explained it, I think, a zillion times. And I think most of you guys is here for the updates rather. But if you're completely new here, you're thinking, what, this guy going through everything so fast? I've got a video for each one of these formations on my channel where I go through that in detail. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.